just need to be unified.
We got a lot of talent coming down this evening. We want you guys to stick around. Those of you at home that are watching, shame on you.
What they say is they either killed the messenger or they bribed him off so that way the slaves didn't find out.
We love the Lord and so much that we are willing to step out and be part of our community.
But I am waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for the opportunity to present myself so I can introduce myself. Hello, hello.
Reflections of a Lifetime from the Juneteenth celebration at downtown Riverbank. I'm here with Reverend Dr. Jesse L. Douglas, Sr., pastor of Dozier Memorial CME Baptist Church.
Methodist.
Sorry, CME Methodist Church, which is located at 3212 South Saginaw Street. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Excellent.
Good.
Now, Reverend Douglas has had some involvement in the early 60s and in the 70s with our movement, our civil rights movement, that brought us our voting rights that we have today. He also helped to desegregate lunch cafeterias, and he's going to tell us all about that.
Yes. Where do you want me to begin?
How about you begin with your college career?
Okay. Well, I attended graduate school in Atlanta University, and as a student at the Phillips School of Theology, which is a part of the Interdenominational Theological Center, we participated in a student movement there that was going on in Atlanta during the early 60s. As a result of that student movement, an organization called SNCC, S-N-I-C, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, was organized under the auspices of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, of which Dr. King was the head. That student movement became very active and very involved in the lunch counter demonstrations in Atlanta, Georgia. There were many eating facilities throughout the city of Atlanta that would not serve blacks, would not serve students nor adults. It was a no-no to go to a restaurant and expect to be served. So we formed demonstrations. We would get volunteers from the student bodies of the several universities there, and we would pick days for demonstrating. And of course, we would go in, sit at the counters. Not only were the department stores, the restaurants, but also the five and dime stores were the objects. And I don't know, you probably weren't here in those days, but during those early days, there were many demonstrations all over at these five and dime stores. But particularly in Atlanta, we worked on Rich's department store, they would not give. We worked on a number of the restaurants, they would not give. And so the students in a meeting on the university campus decided that perhaps we should go to the heart of the problem, which was the capital of Georgia, which was in Atlanta. Okay. And so after putting our heads together and talking with our advisors from the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and working under the auspices of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we decided to plan a demonstration at the state capitol. There was a restaurant there in the state capitol where all of the employees and all of the workers there would go to eat at noon. And so we decided that we would go up one day at noon and we would integrate the cafeteria. And this we did. On the day that we planned the activities, they asked yours truly to serve as the, I don't know what you could call it, the guinea pig or the person who would initiate the demonstration. So we gathered all out in the corridor of the state capitol around near where the cafeteria was. And when time came for the cafeteria to open, they told me, well, Douglas, look, you go in first, because if all of us rush in here like this, they're going to immediately close down the line and they won't serve any of us. So I said, okay. So I did go in. I opened the door, went in, went to the cafeteria, got my facilities, plates, etc., went through the line, got everything that I wanted and put it on my plate. Nothing was said, nothing was done. Of course, at that time, I had a head full of blonde hair, and they thought I was white, but I was not white. I was very much black. So when I paid my bill at the cashier, then all of my other brothers and sisters, the two doors flew open, and they all lined up all the way up and down the cafeteria line. And that's when all hell broke loose. The girls behind the counter started screaming. They started calling the police and calling the security of the state capitol and everything. And of course, I act like I wasn't even with them. I went and had a seat, sat down watching the sights. The police came, lined them all up, closed down the cafeteria, and locked the doors, and told them none of them could leave, and because they were on private property and they were violating the state code. And so when I got through eating my dinner, my food, I politely, I'm very calm, cool, and collected. I politely went, put my dish and stuff into place, and I told the officer, I said, "Officer, I'm ready to leave now. Will you please open this door so that I may depart?" And he went and opened the door. And of course, the first place I went to was the telephone to call SCLC and tell them that our brothers and sisters had been arrested. They were denied service at this cafeteria, but they had served me. And so the result of that demonstration resulted in a suit, Douglas Reynolds versus Governor Vandiver, who was the governor of the state capital at that time. And in winning that suit, the state capitol eating facilities was desegregated. And from that day forward, from the time that the decision was rendered on that case, black people, white people, any race, creed, could go into that state capitol and have food anytime they got ready. This action boomeranged actions within the state of Georgia and within Atlanta particularly, because all of those restaurants that would not give in and yield and serve us at that time began to let down their barriers and began to open their doors and to receive blacks and other minorities in that could come in and eat at the lunch counters and all of that. So that was the beginning of the desegregation of the eating facilities in the state of Georgia.
Okay, that's phenomenal. Can we give him a hand for that? That is phenomenal.
And that case is entered in the law journals of the state of Georgia, Douglas versus Vandiver.
Okay, okay. Now you said that you